welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first video in this new and wonderful playlist, which is going to be an add-on spotlight / tutorial. Okay, if I find a very good add-on, I will showcase it here, and it's going to be more of a tutorial than spotlight. Because let's face it, when you find a new add-on, you know what it does. Okay, that's why you download it. But you might not know how to configure it and how to do all this good stuff, how to set up all this meaty goodness that you see on the screenshots. And that's what I'm gonna do. And that will also serve as a spotlight because you can obviously see what you can do with this wonderful add-on. So we're gonna start off with TellMeWhen. In my opinion, TellMeWhen is the best add-on you can get for World of Warcraft. And why is that? Well, you can do so much with TellMeWhen. But a lot of people use TellMeWhen for just a couple of things. Tracking cooldowns and tracking buffs and debuffs. That's about it. Okay, there is so much more you can do with this add-on. And this one I'm going to show you. So what I did is I logged on to my Shaman and I've disabled everything but TellMeWhen and OmniCC. OmniCC allows for some additional features in TellMeWhen, so I recommend you get it as well. Links to both of these add-ons will be in the description below this video. So I want to do as much as I can on this Shaman by only using TellMeWhen. So let's start off with the very basic, and that is an icon that tracks your cooldowns. And for the simple cooldown tracking, we're gonna make an icon, and I chose to do Thunderstorm, okay? So by default, you have 4 icon slots that you can use. You can add more, I'm gonna show that later. So to access them, we're gonna type /TMW. You have these 4 empty slots. We're gonna right click one of them, and to monitor cooldowns, we're gonna select spell cooldown, make sure it's enabled, and show timer text is only available when you have OmniCC. This will actually show you a countdown on the actual icon. This is why you want to get OmniCC, because it's just much better to watch the crazy Blizzard spinny thing. It's much better to see, okay, I have 5 seconds before it comes off of cooldown, than sit there and go, is this 5 or 10 seconds? I'm not quite sure. Okay, it's not that big of a deal when you're tracking something like Earthshock that has 5-second cooldown, but when you're tracking a 3-minute cooldown, you can't really tell how much time you have left. Next, make sure it's enabled, and this show timer text is just so much better. Now we're gonna type in the name of the spell, so we're gonna use Thunderstorm. Right here, the first thing up here, just check through here, we're gonna right click it. Now, there's custom texture as well. If you leave this blank, it will use the default Thunderstorm texture, but you can use your own. So let's just type 46 and see what we get. Let's just, for the purpose of demonstration, let's just select the Raise Dead icon, right click it as well. Range check. Are we in range? We don't really need that because we just want to track the cooldown. And power check, do we have enough mana, rage, or energy? Don't need that either. Next, this opacity. Either you can change the opacity when it's available and when it's unusable. I like to have the opacity at 100 when it's available because it stands out and it's like, hey, I'm off of cooldown, you can press me right now. And when it's unusable, 20 opacity is the best in my opinion because you can still see the timer text, you can see the countdown, and it's not obtrusive, it's not in your face, okay? This, not really, we don't need this for the moment. Just for simple cooldown tracking, we don't need this. So this is how it's gonna look like. We can click OK. We're gonna move this right now. /TMW. And now when we use Thunderstorm, bam! You can see the countdown. Okay? When it comes off of cooldown, it's gonna light up again and it will let us know, hey, I'm off cooldown, you can press me again. The next thing I wanna look at is bars. You can set up bars with TellMeWhen, and the one I want to do is I want to track my flame shock on my target. So we're gonna go to interface, add-ons, TellMeWhen, add another group, bar. Here there are some preferences. You might want to have like 20 columns or 20 rows. We need 1 row, 1 column. For the moment there's a lot more bollocks, but you don't really need to worry about this, okay? You can choose the spec. It will show at Is it only in combat? Do you want to show this only in combat, primary spec, secondary spec, or elemental enhancement restoration? So if you want to make TellMeWhen that only shows up when your specialization is elemental, you just check out two of these and it will only show up when you're elemental. Okay, we're gonna go okay. Once again, TMW, and here's our bar. Okay, we're gonna right click it once again, go to buff debuff this time, choose spells to check, Flame Shock, right click it, units to watch. For a debuff we want to choose target. Okay, this is everything you can choose. You can do player target, target's target, focus target, pet target, all this stuff, mouse over. I'm gonna explain this later. Okay, we just want to track our debuff, okay, on the target. In this case it's Flame Shock, the dot from Flame Shock. We're gonna go with the debuff, of course. Only check mine. If you don't have this checked, it will check all the Flame Shocks on the target, which is something we don't want. We only want to check our. Once again, absent, I like to have it at 20. We don't have to worry about this. Show timer text once again, and that's it. Okay, we're gonna slash TellMeWhen once again, TMW, and now that we do this, you can see the Flame Shock. You can also disable the timer text. It shows it right here, but you have the bar, so it's not necessary. And this is how you set up a very simple bar that monitors debuffs on your target. Now we're gonna change the bar so that it tracks our Astral Shift. Okay, so we're gonna do TMW, we're gonna right click it, and let's just delete everything for the sake of presentation. Blah blah blah. There. Now we want to do Astral Shift, so we're gonna type in Astral, select Astral Shift, right click it, but this time you need to watch player because it's buff that we're gonna cast on ourselves. So we're gonna select player, buff, only check mine. You can, you don't have to do this. Player, no, there we go. Enabled, and show timer text. Okay, we're gonna leave this once again present 100, but we don't need this. Okay, for a buff, if it's like a cooldown, 1.5 minute cooldown, we don't need this. Okay, so we're gonna click off the absent, and this is it. Okay, Astral Shift on a player, it's a buff, only check mine. It doesn't really matter because no one can actually cast this on you, but we're just gonna leave it there. Enabled, show timer text, and show it when it's present. Okay, the opacity is 100. Now slash TMW, when we cast Astral Shift, you can see it right here. Okay, Astral Shift is ticking down, and you can use this with all the different kinds of stuff. Okay, next thing I want to do is an alert for my weapon enhancements. Okay, so like Frostbrand weapon or Flame Tongue weapon. Okay, we're gonna do it for a Flame Tongue weapon. Okay, so the weapon enhancement, or weapon enchant, I should say, that's something you want to do especially for shamans. Okay, because if you're a shaman, this might have happened to you before. You're like, oh god, I've been fighting this dude without my weapons enchanted. I was wondering why I'm doing shit damage. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna disable our enchant. We're gonna go to interface once again. We're gonna add another group. It's gonna be an icon, one column, one row. We're gonna leave it on for all specs, and once again slash TMW. We're gonna make it really big and annoying because that's something we really want to have at all times. And when we forget to put it up, it's gonna be like, hey, I am a big button, you forgot to do this, dummy. So we're gonna right click it, we're gonna select weapon enchant, we're gonna select main hand. You can select offhand as well. Now if you're switching from, let's say, enhancement to elemental, you can have, two different buttons, like, hey, this one is for Wind Fury, this one is for Flame Tongue, stuff like that. But for this demonstration, we're gonna choose main hand, and there you see it right there. You don't need to type anything in. We're gonna choose Flame Tongue because that's the only thing I have currently. Hide when slot lacks weapon. So this is, once again, if you're swapping from enhancement to elemental, you suddenly have a shield instead of a weapon, so it won't show up. But instead of going present, we're going to disable that. We're going to go absent 100%. Okay, make sure it's enabled. You can pause the video once again to check the configuration, so it's the same, but it's not too difficult. We're going to click OK. Type /TMW, and there it is. Big annoying button that we really want to get out of our face, and the way to get it out of our face is to enchant our weapon, and it's gone. And every time your weapon enhancement or weapon enchant will fall off, ba-dink, dummy, you forgot your weapon enchant. You're not gonna do any damage. So this is how to do a very simple alert. Okay, I'm gonna do this for buffs as well. It's slightly different. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing but for our lightning shield. I disabled bartender, so our bars are all over the place. So we're gonna find lightning shield, we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna do the same thing as we did with the weapon enchant but for the lightning shield. So we're gonna change the existing icon right here. We're gonna move it on our character, and instead of a weapon enchant, let's just delete everything once again. Blah 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 blah. We're gonna do buff debuff. Okay, we're gonna choose lightning shield. Right there. Units to watch. Player. It's a buff. Only check mine. You don't really have to do that once again. And if absent, 100%. You don't have it. It's gonna be really big and it's gonna be in your face. So this is the configuration. Once again, you can pause it. There we go. TMW. And hey, you don't have lightning shield. Ba-dink. It's gone. Okay. Every time your lightning shield falls off, boom, big button. Okay. Really good. So this is another variation on the actual alert. Okay. This is for buffs. Now we're gonna delve into conditions with TellMeWhen. Okay. And for the purpose of this demonstration, I want to make an alert that only shows up when A, I have a focus target, B, my innervate isn't on cooldown, and C, my focus target is below 50% mana. This is especially useful when you're doing pugs and stuff, okay? So what we're gonna go into interface, add another group, it's gonna be an icon, we only need one column, one row. Let's leave it on for all the specs, /TMW. We're gonna make it big. Why not? What we're gonna do spell cooldown, innervate, right click, none of these, and we're gonna leave it just like that. Okay, you can once again pause it to see the configuration, but this is all you need to do. Then we're gonna go into conditions and we're gonna add player attributes, no, resources, percent mana. We're gonna select less than or equal to, we're gonna go to 50%. You can do whatever you want. You can do 75%, stuff like that. Unit to watch, we're gonna do focus. Now if we leave it like this, this will show up all the time. Okay, it will show up all the time. So we need to add another condition, and that is, where is it? Unit attributes. Unit exists. It's focus once again, and true. Now you can you can pause the video. I'm not gonna say that over and over again. You can pause the video if you want to see the configuration. TMW. Now this disappeared. Let's clear my focus. It's still gone. Now let's drain my mana. Below 50%. Almost there. One more. There we go. Nothing happens. Even though I have innervate, I don't have a focus target. Okay? So that doesn't happen. Now if I select myself as a focus target, and this can be, a healer in LFR or in Flex, this is especially useful when the healer is not on TeamSpeak with you or on Ventrilo and can't go, oi, I need mana, innervate me, okay? Now if I have this target or this healer as a focus and I drain my mana, there. Okay, my focus is below 50% mana, it will show this, okay? My mana went up, so let's do that again. And if I use innervate on myself, even though I'm below 50% mana, it's not gonna show up, okay? So this is the basic idea of conditions and what you can actually do with this. You can do so much. You can use this with bosses for instance, like Shout of Pride. You can have an alert showing you if Shout of Pride is above 90 energy before he does that big damage. Okay? So I'm gonna explain this a bit more in other clips, but this is the basic idea of conditions with TellMeWhen and all the good stuff you can do. Now I'm gonna show you a different condition, okay? You can use this in the Shout of Pride encounter or any of the other encounters, okay, that have some sort of a energy bar. If the boss has an energy bar, you can use this. So we're gonna do TMW. We're gonna go with condition icon. We're gonna leave it right there. We're not gonna do anything else. You can do like 10%. This is basically the opacity if it's, if it's true, and if it's false, we don't need that. We're gonna add a custom texture. We're gonna do Plague Strike, for instance, and we're gonna add a condition. We're gonna do resource, primary resource, and now here in the unit you will type the name of the unit you want. So for this demonstration, I'm gonna type in my own name, Hellmans. That's the name of my druid. You can use Shout of Pride or whatever you want to. You can do Iron Juggernaut if you want to see when he's about to change stances and stuff like that. And we're gonna do greater than or equal to. We're gonna do 40. Okay? And that's it. That's the condition. Percent primary resource, and the unit, Shout of Pride, Iron Juggernaut, whatever. Operator, this is what you want. Okay? Is it equal, not equal, less than or equal to, more than, and more or equal to? And we're gonna select 40%, just, why not? Okay, we're gonna type TMW. Now, if I attack this dummy, come on, and my rage goes over 40, this will show up. Okay, if you use this with, for instance, Shout of Pride, you select primary resource, the unit is Shout of Pride, and you do the primary resource over 90. Once Shout of Pride reaches 90% energy or more, it will show you an icon, okay? And it will alert you, hey, he's about to do the big attack. You should probably move because everyone might have more pride than, they should, and they might do some AoE damage. So you can use this with all kinds of different stuff. You just need to change the unit and the value of the actual resource. Now I want to do an item cooldown, okay, like a usable trinket or engineering utilities like glider, rocket boots, synapse springs, and all this stuff. So that's done differently to a normal spell cooldown. So we're gonna go with TMW once again. We're gonna select item cooldown. Now, right here, you can't just type in synapse spring, okay, which is the engineering enchant on gloves. The easiest way to do this is to type in the slot number. Each slot has its own number. So if you're doing trinkets, trinket number 1 is 13, trinket number 2 is 14. If you want to see cooldown on your glider from engineering, that's 15. Synapse springs cooldown, sorry, that's the enchant from engineering, that's 10. And belt for your rocket boots is 6. Okay, we're gonna do this for the rocket boots, so let's do 6. You select the name of your item. It's a griddle of the night and day. You can also type in the name of the item. Okay, only if in bags, no, only if equipped. Okay, so if you don't have it on yourself, on your character, it will not show up. Show stags, don't need that, and we don't need range check. Okay, if usable, 100. If not usable, 20. Once again, that's my preferred number. And we're gonna show timer text. This is it. Let's remove the conditions. This is the same icon I use for the Innervate one. So no conditions, nothing like that. This is the setup, okay? So once again, 13 is trinket number 1, 14 is trinket number 2, gloves slot is 10, back or cloak slot is 15, and belt slot is 6. Okay, these are the numbers. We're gonna do OK, TMW, and there we go. Okay, we have cooldown for my rocket boots. So if I use it, there it is. It goes on cooldown, and it will start counting down. Okay, you probably want this somewhere else, not right here, but this is how you do item cooldown. And that's it for this video. These are the conditions and all the setups I think are the most useful for you. If you're struggling with some conditions or with some icons and stuff like that, you can always post a comment. I will try to respond to everyone. And if there is a lot of them, if a lot of people want to see more stuff with TellMeWhen, I'll make another video. But for the time being, that's it. If you learned something, give me a like. It helps me so much. It feeds my babies. And I thank you all for watching. I wish you good luck with TellMeWhen, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.